live and in living color, and you're watching GMT Boxing.
It's Duke Reagan. You tuned in to GMT Boxing.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Slick 50.
This is Polo J coming in a little bit clearer now these days.
Yeah, you can see clearly now the rain looking at us.
We don't want to start talking about rain on live.
Oh man, the weather has been crazy out this way. I don't know about y'all way, but it's been like in the 60s, close to 70s, and I ain't feeling it because then it won't drop all the way down to the 30s. It don't make no sense.
We got a chance for snow.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all got a chance for snow? That means we got a chance for snow.
They talking about Monday. It went from a 10% chance, then it went to a 30% chance, then it went back down to a 20% chance today.
Man, they better go. Need to go elsewhere. We need to. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. What is it talking about? Going about his business, man.
I don't
go
mind.
Away.
I don't mind it.
Speaking of rain, though, and gray clouds, I know that's how Teofimo feel right now. He had a post earlier saying, "My soul will not be broken." That's deep, bro. You hurting.
Deep about that. What's deep about that?
That's deep, bro. When you lose and you start thinking about your soul, like it hurt. It must hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Is
me
the hype
personally,
over? Is the hype is the hype job over?
Well, I don't think it, man, look. In all fairness, I don't think it was so much of a hype job. I just think it was just this long awaited, and you know what? I take it back. It was a hype job. It was a hype job that went too far, too long
and too far.
That's how I'm trying to say. It just wasn't. It didn't pan out. But and I'm gonna tell you what I think went wrong with the fight. Shout out to Kambosos, because Kambosos, he adjusted on the fly. He just trained, and whatever came his way, he was just ready for it. He was the more hungry one. But at the same time, sometimes people want to live out that character that they portray, and you really not that guy. And he kept telling everybody he was gonna knock him out in one round, and he actually came out trying to do that and got sat on his butt. And the fight didn't go the way he wanted because he had to respect it. You see what I'm saying? He should normally, now we know he's a fast starter, but normally he'll come out, feel him out, blah, 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 jumping out, gain his respect, show what he's going to do. But it felt like a street fight in the first round. Like he just wanted to come out and just go ham. And I don't know how many times, Polo, we tell people what you cannot be in that ring is mad.
Don't be mad. Because when you're mad, you don't think straight.
No, you don't think straight, bro. You don't think straight at all.
Not only do you not think straight, you don't execute. Execution is key. Anybody who does not execute loses the fight.
For real. And saying this is not to take nothing from Kambosos because, like I said, Kambosos was laying that overhand right. I don't know what some people calling it a left hook. It looked like an overhand. I don't know what it was.
It's just shooting. It's a shooting left.
But it was doing its thing though, bro. And and I like the way he used it. He would take it away at times, and then because he wanted to get used to it or not. You know what I mean? And go to utilize his other skills. He did get dropped in the 10th, but dude, he got back up and it was like he won the round on Bambi legs.
It's not about how the middle of the round is going. It's how that last 10 to 20 to 30 seconds go.
Right. Then they saying, Daddy sounded drunk. They saying he drunk. I went back to see if he was drunk. I don't know. I'm gonna say he ain't, because I hope that man was not drunk in that boy corner, but he did sound drunk. He sounded, you doing good, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing. And that's all he was telling them. That's all. Dude leaking in the corner. You doing good, bro. I'm like, what? What? You're not gonna give him no better instruction than you doing good, bro? Like, I don't know. Then and then I further was like, maybe he has been drinking. Just maybe. Shout out to Senior, TFM Senior. You know, I'm just speculating, but I've never went and seen. He went and took pictures with Kambosos and the trainer and was like, "Yeah, man, great fight." Like it was, I don't know. It was just the whole thing was weird. It was just weird all the way through. But Teofimo was hot. He said it was 10-2. He won 10 rounds, says 2. And I was like, come on, bro. Like, the whole world saw this.
Charlo. He been drinking that Charlo.
Man, look. The whole world saw this, bro. It was like, come on, bro. Like, what? And he was just mad. But then when he asked, would he fight Kambosos again, he was just like, because Kambosos, like, we could do it again. But we're going to do it in Australia, though. You know what I'm saying? Where we can do 80,000. Right. And I was like, oh, it's a fix. Australia, y'all judging something else over there, boy. Y'all did Pacquiao, boy.
Did him dirty.
For real, that was crazy, right? But at the end of the day, I wish Teofimo well. I think we're gonna see Teofimo, but if he goes up, I don't know. But he said he been draining himself for a couple years. He say 2, but he said a couple. Where I'm from, a couple mean 2. So you know what I'm saying? That he ain't been feeling good. He for trying to drain himself with his weight. You know what I'm saying? And he said he should have been gave the belts up the day he won them. But all of that saying after the fact is not gonna do no good. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna do no good. You know, the Josh Taylor, that he not finna fight him. You know, and then this is I'm gonna shoot it to you. Having all of that, because I know you had things to do towards the end, you know what I'm saying, of it or whatever. It ended up, like I said, being upset of the year. It ended up being a better fight than what it panned out to be, right? Mm-hmm. But what I noticed, the belt changed hands. The WBC belt went to Kambosos. You're not supposed to be able to win this belt. Then on Twitter, WBC announced that Kambosos was undisputed.
Okay. Let me address your first point. It can't be a surprising fight when you know the outcome. I knew Kambosos was going to win. I believe I've said it. Kambosos is going to win this fight for the simple fact that there's no pizzazz in Teofimo. There's no pizzazz. They're all sparks and glitter with Kambosos. He gives you a fight that you want. He can fight inside. He can fight outside. He can do whatever you want. That's the first point. Second point. Let me preface my statements by saying that my views and opinions do not reflect the views and opinions of Mr. Slick 50. You look nervous.
I'm glad you said that, though. It's all good. I'm glad you said it. NJR Media or GMT Boxing. There we go.
Yeah. My views and opinions do not reflect those of those two conglomerates. I think the WBC is full of shit. I think they are, because in one breath, 3 weeks ago, you say that Teofimo is not undisputed when he has the same exact belts that Kambosos has now. But now, since they're off of this gentleman, now this other gentleman is undisputed. I think that there's no standard being upheld there. And I think that the WBC needs to be under investigation for crimes committed against boxing and branding. Class action lawsuit. Branding is a big issue. And if Teofimo's not undisputed. Neither is Kambosos. Neither one of them could be undisputed until they beat Devin Haney. That is just my honest opinion, and it's my truth. And you can't tell me that I can't live in my truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be a stiff penalty.
I think that the WC needs to, instead of tweeting, I feel like the WC should actually get out there in front of one of these cameras, whether it be GMT Boxing, Fight Hype, somebody, you know, and actually explain what's going on. Because at one point he said he was technically undisputed because they changed the rules, and he came back and said he wasn't, right?
But
and then
change the rules whenever you feel like.
Exactly, that's the point. And then, so what is it? So now that they're saying that this, and this is what I hate right here, that you say he's under, y'all tweeted that congratulations, undisputed, and there's mixed emotions ever since this tweet. Now that you have some boxes that are recognizing him as undisputed, that have congratulated him, and then you have some still saying he's not. It needs to be said on record what he is and what he ain't and why. Because if he's undisputed, that means Teofimo was undisputed, and that will put Teofimo in the record books as the youngest undisputed champion ever. Yes. All right. So even though people don't like Teofimo,
that's something.
That's a huge stat. That's something to be proud of. That's a huge stat, bro. And I would hate for that to be taken from him because of some jargon that they want to keep changing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of that. You know, like you said, if you manipulating the game like that, and it also causes fans to drop off boxing like flies. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We're trying to keep fans, and it's making it more complicated to keep them, because if you can't understand the game, you're just not going to play it. You know what I mean? It needs to get. Huh? Go ahead, buddy.
Or even watch it, because it's getting to where
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
it's getting to where if you want purity in boxing, you have to watch the amateurs.
Facts.
You have to, because professional boxing is nothing more now than a giant circus. It is. Let's just call it what it is. It's a circus. It's a shit show. Mm-hmm. It's about who has more popularity. Let's give them an edge. Let's keep it. Let's keep it like this, because as long as on the back of those tickets it says for entertainment purposes only, this is what we're going to get. Now, if you don't want that, go down to your local rec center, go down to your Army National Guard Reserve building or whatever, pay your little $10 to $20, get in, and you can see boxing at its purest form when it's just for the love of it.
That too. Right now, not just that. Friday night. Hold on. Friday night fights. Watch Friday night fights. Watch the up and coming guys, the amateurs on. You know, to the guys who's hungry. Even watch people you don't know. I urge that. Like Kambosos. Kambosos showed, man, he got his shot and did like B Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? He got a hold of. He let it go, man. He went for it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing. You know what I mean? So like. You know, and this is where you truly learn boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying at the infant stage. You know what I'm saying? Of boxing. That's where you learn boxing, not just by following somebody who has a belt. Because then you run into stuff like this, and then you'll be able to understand boxing to a point where the belts kind of don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
And it's getting to the point where people, like I've watched and heard at least, and this is not an exaggeration, between 10 to 15 people feel so jaded about recent events in boxing, so they just don't even want to watch anymore.
Yeah, I've had discussions like that too. I have plenty of discussions with people where they be like, man, that stuff rigged or this and that, and a lot of it too, it come from people who stepped in boxing at the wrong time, where they just stepped in like, I'm gonna start watching boxing, and then a bunch of crap happens. They'll see a boxing match. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to watch a match and be like, man, that dude didn't lose. How that dude, you know what I'm saying? Now, there are some, granted, where it looked like the flurries land, and it's sometimes it do be like, you know what I mean? Because everybody, sometimes you don't know what you're looking at. Sometimes you think because the camera's on his backside, this dude's backside, he looked like he landing him on dude. He might not be landing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I mean,
what the case? But there are some matches that that are becoming more frequent, where it's like, how did that happen? Right? Like in question, right? In question, Oscar Valdez last fight. What Concesius was, and his name Concesius, I think his name was Robert, something like that. Roberto Concesius or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, him. People felt like he won that match. He was giving Oscar the business. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was winning too until he started like just jogging around and, you know what I'm saying, giving the judges like where they couldn't score around for him because he was too busy dancing around. Think he had in the bag already. But that type of stuff, because even though you saw what Concesius was doing to him, Oscar wasn't landing on that man like that. And that's the problem. And I feel like this would be the perfect example or just perfect timing for the WBC to come out and say, hey, look, from now on, the franchise belt is like the super belt. It could change hands. Okay. It could be lost. It could be won. Now, this is what I don't like. If you come out and say that, would there be any real reason for Kambosos to have to fight Devin?
Well, the difference between Kambosos as a champion and Teofimo as a champion. Teofimo was already talking about people he was not going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Kambosos has made it very clear he wants it all.
Mm-hmm.
He wants the glory. He wants to dare.
I'm still here.
He wants to dare to be great. And that can be to his detriment also, but Teofimo was not like that.
Right.
He was not like that. And I love a fighting champion. I love a fighting champion. Show me your heart. Show it to me. Show me that you have what it takes. Because it's easy to lose it. Mm-hmm. It ain't so easy to win it. So show me what you got.
Right.
Even if it's every 4 months, show me what you got. Kambosos, run the gauntlet if you want to. If you feel like you can take out Loma, do it. Do it. If you feel like you can take out Devin, do it. If you feel froggy and you want to give Teofimo his run back, do it. Run them off the table. Run them off the table. That way, nobody has any questions about you. Like for this whole year, we've had questions about Teofimo. What is Teofimo doing? Why is this fight not happening? What is he thinking? Oh, why isn't he fighting mandatories? Why isn't he doing this? How long has Devin been a mandatory? Dang, how long has Lomachenko been waiting for his rematch because of the rematch clause? What's going on with this?
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with all of that, man. I hope Kambosos do what he's supposed to do with that belt. But I was just saying that because after him fighting, getting the belts, he said, in the ring, what do you want next? He said, Devin. Granted, he gets past who he's supposed to get past, Devin. And I think he said that because he felt like he already know what that franchise belt's about, the bad stigma around that belt. And I feel like he should fight Devin because that would end the stigma to the belt. It's like getting granted a belt and not fighting a man. When I came up, we had something called a paper championship. If a man retired and they just gave you a belt, you didn't beat the man. You got to fight somebody to deserve that belt. You know what I'm saying? So like, or at least defend it a couple times saying you deserve, you know what I'm saying? Something, whatever. So I think he understood this. I think he understands the stigma around that belt where it's like, I need to fight Devin. If I get the regular, can't nobody say nothing. Y'all had a franchise. Just give me, you know what I'm saying? Give me the belt I feel like I should have. Or he could let the regular go and just keep the franchise, which will legitimize the franchise if they're gonna treat it like the super. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if we bypass Devin, it's gonna end up having that same stigma. People's not gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. There are people who likes the sparkly stuff, the the straps. Me personally, I don't care. I just want to see the best fight the best. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I feel Kambosos as a boxer, hey, you get in there for them accolades. You know what I'm saying? You know, so why not legitimize it by going to Devin and say, hey, let's make this happen.
See, that fight actually makes me kind of iffy and wary on this fight coming up here, because we know that the Haney camp has a tendency to say things like, we're only focused on the future, all future endeavors are on the table, and things of this nature. You look past JoJo, and I think that this puts Devin at the back of the line. Does it damage his career? No, because he lost to a champion. But it does put him at the back of the line. What do you think?
Well, if we get past JoJo and he get a Kambosos fight, I'm gonna tell you something. The part I'm worried about, number one, if it's in Australia, because let Eddie Hearn tell it. If he could solidify this fight, that it's gonna be in Australia.
But hasn't Kambosos earned that right by now?
I mean, no, yeah. I'm just saying that it concerns me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because of what we seen, what happens or whatever. Plus, he's their champion. I'm pretty sure he made some sort of history over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's want to be protected of it or not. But at the same time, hey, a bigger arena, more money is tempting. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm all for boxers going overseas and dominating. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm not, don't be afraid of it. Go. You know what I'm saying? Just go. It's like basketball players going other arenas. You know what I'm saying? Go dominate their house. That makes it 10 times worse when you take it in their house. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, so it is what it is. You feel me? I'm for it, but at the same time, will he get it right away? I don't know, and I don't think it will be because Eddie couldn't land it. You got to think Javante fights the next day after him, right? So you got to worry about Javante. Who's next up in that? And Garcia. Who would be the more lucrative of the three, right? Because think about it. You could fight. He fight Javante. That's top dollar. He fight Ryan Garcia as a comeback fight, which I feel like he does not deserve this shot. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, but I don't think he deserves it because he's been gone so long. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of money.
It is,
but it's gonna come down to what's the tipping of the scales. What's gonna be more important, legitimizing them belts or getting that dollar? Don't worry, Slick. Eddie Hearn answered that question much more. GMT Red Corner Box content. Right on. Yeah, constituent Rob is all Mr. Z is already there on the scene, getting all the interviews for it. So right on. Did you get to talk to Kev? Did you get to talk to Cunningham? You get them on camera too. But
what do you think? What do you think about the card?
The card.
Yeah, what do you think about the undercard, man?
Oh man, hey, my boy was a highlight of the night. Raymond Ford. And kind of find out I was already following this dude and everything. Got in there and showed up and showed out. Had his little daughter. He said he showed up and showed out. And kind of find out I already seen this dude, but this is just what was one of his best performances. Like I said, sometimes a harder fighter when you go up. So shout out to his team. Don't keep your fighter fighting the same caliber and just to make him look good. When you up his game by putting a tougher fight in there, he's gonna shine even better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. And also he said that it was like a little pressure because it was the first time his daughter was there to see him. He was like, I'm not finna lose in front of my kid. I'm not finna my little girl, whatever. She's a baby, cute little baby, but that's what his mindset is. I see him going far. That fight should have been co-main event. I promise you, if you ain't seen that fight, you will be thoroughly entertained.
Yes.
And then when you go watch that fight, tell me who he remind you of. Both of them. Tell me what both fighters remind you of.
Mr. Greatness versus average.
Hey, stop it. Anyway, just don't listen to him. Because dude was average. It brought the best out of dude. Because dude
Slightly above average.
I'll accept that. That's like a B+. That's a B+. I'll give you that. I'm with that. But no, on everything, it was a great fight. I'm mad that it was not, and I tip my hat to Raymond Ford. He should be on a card. He should be headline something coming up soon. You know, featherweight, but it took your mind away from featherweight, bro. You know what I'm saying? And why we talking about looking like Devin ain't too far from Floyd at the weight he had. Him and Floyd had the same amount of fights. He actually got a strap a year younger than Floyd, I think it was, or a fight sooner than Floyd. He's on the right path. And why I want to say this is this. While we're worried about how many people they're always bringing up, he can't fill a stadium like this, he can't feel this, he can't feel that. You know, rightfully so, these guys aren't supposed to be filling stadiums up like that, right? They're just not. They're young, dude. These guys ain't even in their primes yet, bro. Like, these are the class back in the day. We would probably just now be getting ready to know about these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
for instance, like Shakur Stevenson, I feel like Shakur, and he's one of my favorite fighters, but Shakur, when he fought old boy Herring, I feel like that would have been his coming out fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been on back in the day, probably ESPN, and it would have caught my attention. Like, who is this kid about to whoop this champ? You get what I'm saying? Because Jamel Herring already been through the trenches. We would already knew who Jamel Herring was, right?
I don't think we should like there's dark matches like in wrestling. There's dark matches in boxing. That's what the prelims are. Yeah, undercard. You know. Right. This is just my opinion, and I may get hate for it, but back in the day, that's where Devin, Shakur, Tank, Ryan, all of them would be fighting at any dang way, working their way up the ladder in that just to get onto the undercard.
Right.
You know, and
showing out like how we watch Raymond Ford.
Yeah, like
I want to see more of that kid. He was the second to the what? It was he had an undercard after him. Second before last. And I can't wait to see this kid again, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you're right. That's where these guys should be placed. But in today's day, we trying to hurry up, put them on pay-per-view. They should be on a stars, somebody who's already established as pay-per-view headliner. These guys should be on the undercard. We talking about
they used to have something called Champions of Tomorrow. To where they would have the exposés, and the same night where they air in the exposés, they would show their fight. Mm-hmm. Both people show their fight, almost like an upscaled amateur hour.
Right.
Because I just do not believe that you should be a champion or even be in title contention until you have at least 27 professional wins.
Somewhere around there, but I would say this too: if you had to really, really put it out there in this day and age, because everybody likes stuff to be more fast paced or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Say, I'm just taking the current pay per view star right now, which is Tank, right? Mm-hmm. Say you took a Shakur Stevenson bout and a Devin Haney bout, and they was the undercards.
Put it on the card. That would be.
Those winners got to fight each other. Then you gonna know who fighting Tank.
See, but the
like stuff like that. Because the way it seems they want to fast track everybody.
But the problem with that card would never happen because too many hands in the pot.
Well, it would cost a lot of money to run that. But even if
I'm not even talking about the networks or not, I'm talking about the promoters.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It would cost a lot of money to run that. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, even if you couldn't get that, get one. because for one, the people starting to feel cheated. You starting to put these cards together. One of the best cards there was the last really good card was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Those fights were exciting.
And then before that was Ugas and Pacquiao.
Yeah, because one of them had King Tug on there going against B-Hop.
Mm-hmm.
And King Tug was fast, boy. That dude was tough. I'm like, I gotta see him again, you know what I'm saying? But start, during the time, I feel it's like a graduation period. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we see this dude enough on ESPN, see this dude enough on Showtimes, throw him on a pay-per-view undercard. See how the people really fare with him. Just get him out there. Get him out there more and more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that will get birth to that pay-per-view star. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like almost what I'm trying to say is this. We all hear about the rankings, right? But in reality, it's so hard. It is so hard to grasp the concept of the rankings when you see people being able to skip mandatories, right? It is so hard for that. So what I'm saying, this will give kind of a visual, to rank, like seeing a person rank up. You see a guy, Shakur Stevenson, kicking everybody ass on ESPN, then he gets on a undercard whooping everybody ass. Then you can't help but be like, this dude deserves to be on whoop a champ. Then when you see that pay-per-view, he's built up to the point where it's like it's acceptable to be a pay-per-view. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like putting a visual to it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out ways for the casual fan to be able to enjoy and respect boxing more, because you got people in it with 2 mandatories, they can get by them. You got people who can just do rematches and don't have to fight there. It's getting crazy. And it's almost like you're creating a circle of boxes, and that's all we starting to see is just that circle of boxes, and we're not being able to see the other quality opposition out there that has not gotten their chance.
See what it is. Boxing used to be a free for all. Now it's turning into a good old boys club.
Right. Oh yeah, that's another one coming up.
There should never be a reason why Top Rank is only fighting Top Rank.
Facts.
Why PBC is only fighting PBC, and then the independents just have to get in where they fit in. That should never be the case, man. I think that is so wrong, and what it does is it dims the light on a lot of future stars. To be able to get the shine and the recognition, like Raymond Ford. We were just talking about him. How many people actually know who he is in the boxing world? Only the people on the inside, but not so much of the people on the outside. So give them time to shine. Put them, put them somewhere.
Raymond should definitely be on the next pay-per-view card.
See,
but he's with DAZN. He's with Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? But what he was already on. Well, people don't know. Okay, you DAZN, but the fights we watch on DAZN, like that TO, that was a pay-per-view over there. You understand what I'm saying? So they're marketing him the right way, except he's American to an English population, but they respect that though. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna be large over there in England. No lie, he's gonna be super large in England, bro.
He is, and that's the shameful part. It is shameful that for a lot of our younger fighters to even be recognized, they have to go overseas. This is not the European League. This is not the G League. This is professional boxing. If you want to keep these guys at the amateur status, increase what it takes to become a professional. Don't have these kids rushing to be professionals so soon. There shouldn't be then, if that's the case. What you're doing is fast tracking these kids to damnation, because a lot of what they don't tell you about the dark side of boxing and the dark side of a lot of sports, these guys go broke once they have early success like this. I don't want to see, I'm just throwing out names. So this is nothing personal with anybody. I don't want to see somebody like Shakur Stevens arrested Saturday night for possession of a firearm and narcotics. I don't want to see shit like that. Let these young men grow into themselves. Let them grow in the way of boxing, the way it was meant to be, the way it was from 1902 all the way till 1997, when all the power was mainly in the boxer's hands. Bring that back. But until that happens,
one fight contract deals.
Yeah, until that happens, it's just going to be a history and a systemic, I hate that word, but a systemic growth of failure. That's it.
No, that's right. That's right. And another thing about Fast Track, man, like just to move on, just for a little bit for the show ends. Javante the very next day. We got Haney Saturday. Javante next day gets Eastside Cruz.
And he's going to Sunday night?
Yeah.
Do we know who playing Sunday?
Hey, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. Who playing?
Chiefs and the Broncos.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch. I won a couple dollars on my pack. You know what I'm saying?
He's about to cut off. A whole section of America is going to be cut off, not trying to see him.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But he's fighting Eastside Cruz, which to me still is a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I've been watching his workouts, and it was the one thing that I was hoping that they would work on, and I have not seen it happen not one time. Not one damn time.
What?
Tighten up his punches, man. Them mugs are still wide. They not wide, Romello wide. They wide enough. And I feel like this fight gonna be over. People, yeah, it's on this Sunday, but they think like they say 2-3 rounds. I mean, they say 3-4 rounds. I think Javante gonna get him out of there first, second round. I'm gonna be real. I mean, with the boxing ability that he should have, and the way Eastside gonna come in, I'm gonna be real with you though. The one thing I like about Eastside is his combination punches. That boy combination punching is hard. I'm talking about everything though is gonna be hellacious. It's coming at you. But with the type of skills that Javante, they say Javante has, because I haven't seen them all yet. If he has that, he gonna make easy work at Eastside. You know, so people won't miss nothing of it. They might be able to just chime in, dude, and then cut it right off, because in my book, it should be fairly quick. It should be fairly quick. Now, I've been wrong, because I thought Teofimo was going to make light work. You know, but that went the other way around. So this might be this the season of surprises. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I ain't going to lie, I'm going to check it out. But at the same time, though, it's not a pay-per-view fight, though.
It's not a pay-per-view fight. And, you know, like I've been saying, I don't want this to sound like hate ever. It's just, what are they doing? What are they trying to market him as? What is he?
The game has been lacking that one guy. And the thing is, every sport has a spokesperson. You got your Brady's, you got your LeBrons, Jordans, Kobe's. They have all been nominated the spokesperson of their sport. You know what I'm saying? The Aaron Rodgers, all of them, right? Boxing don't have that right now, and they haven't had it in a long time since Mayweather. They don't have. There's not another boxer right now that is current. When you say boxing, you think of this boxer. When you still say boxing, you think of Mayweather. When you say Mayweather, you thought of boxing. He was that dude. He was larger than boxing. Everybody wants that. And I think the biggest thing is a lot, excuse me, a lot of people, not a lot of people, because the people do. A lot of boxers don't see the work that went into that.
Really?
The monster that was created, you know what I'm saying, of Money May was birthed from Pretty Boy. So you gotta go do your history on Pretty Boy on back. Pretty Boy wasn't calling no shots. Pretty Boy just getting in the ring and whooping everybody's ass on up. And he built that to the point where you had to utter his name. Mm-hmm. And when he talked this shit, you had no choice but kind of believe it because you saw it where he dominated on the way up.
And that was one of the things that I actually loved about Money May. He paid his dues.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he could talk. He earned the right for them big pay-per-views. He earned the right for all that. Nobody, it's not like he was just a plant and he just was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? We all know what plants is. I see him on YouTube all the time. Dude be on here 3 days. He already got 100,000 subscribers. Like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Those are industry plants. Dude already got endorsements. You know what I'm saying? Those are industry plants. You know what I mean?
Laugh, but it's some of that out here in these.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. I know quite a few. You know, there's one girl that was recent, and they just threw her in there. And she already had a million followers. Damn. But you got Procter and Gamble endorsements. Wow. Exactly. You were stuck in by Procter and Gamble to advertise for them. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they were. So it's one of the same, but we've had a couple people who could have been on that level. Like, for instance, could you imagine? And Bud still the dude, but Bud whooped all them people that they called little. Though in fashion he was whooping them on, right? Beating them up, became undisputed. Just think, he went and got a belt, right? He was on the right path. Went and got that belt. Just think. Soon after he beat Jeff Horn, he was like, I want Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, all right, bet. He whooped Keith Thurman. Then he said, you know what? I want Sean. Then he got Sean. He beat Sean. And then I want Earl. And then he beat Earl. That man will be able to talk all the shit he want.
Mm-hmm. It's about making yourself undeniably undeniable.
Right, because he did the work. People know who Bud is. He just don't have the marquee fights. You see, what people don't understand, after what? He went all the way up whooping ass, right? To De La Hoya. At De La Hoya, he was whooping all champions. See, why am I gonna fight lesser than me? I'm gonna keep fighting champions. And that way I know you can't say nothing to me because everybody I'm fighting is either current or they used to be a champion. See, you understand what I'm saying?
Now that's where giving Floyd his flowers comes in, though. That really is Floyd and a few others, because they, like I said, they made themselves so undeniably undeniable that whenever they said a name, that name literally had to fight them at that point. Yeah, they had to fight. They had no choice because nobody has built up a reputation now to where when they call somebody out, that other person's reputation is on the line.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They haven't built up enough clout in the sport to where, hey, I'm calling Slick out. Slick has no choice but to address the situation. And then depending on his answer, the people will be the judge of it. The media will be the judge of it. To where it's going to force a fight. It's going to force one.
And Floyd was able to flip the game.
Mm-hmm. But that's the part.
And he gave people the blueprint. But what everybody is falling in love with is his style of fight and his money. They don't want to fall in. They're not falling in love with the work.
They putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah, it's not. And I see it a lot. But I'm not saying now, when I say I'm not talking about Bud, but like I said, they didn't want to fight Bud. If Bud was able, that stuff was going the way he wanted, and the fights went the way he saw them going, oh my God, we'll be saying boxing will be synonymous with Bud.
Yeah, but too many people are putting the yoke on the cow's ass.
Yeah, they want the money.
Yeah.
They want the money, and It'll turn soon. Out with these youngsters, I see a lot of hungry youngsters. I see Shakur see him fight anybody you put in front of him.
See,
you know.
But here's my thing with this. How long after getting that first real big payday do they keep that same energy?
I'm gonna be real with you. The two fighters I see that won't flip, that's new, is Devin and Shakur. Because for one, Devin getting money. Devin got money.
It's not.
He don't got a middleman. He didn't have a middleman in some of his fights. You got to think about that. He was getting whole checks.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. He got money.
Of what he could have been getting too.
That too, but I'm saying he didn't got a lot. I feel like he probably, and it's just speculating, but I feel like he probably been getting a little more money than a lot of these other cats. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he will flip. I think he just.
Is Devin getting 10 mil a fight?
No, and I'm be honest with you, it's gonna be a minute for these cats to get 10 mil a fight again.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be a minute, bro. It's because you gotta build yourself. That goes back to my point. Money Mayweather built himself up to the point where you had to pay that man that much money because he knew every time you say his name, no matter, he could have went to a grocery store and said Floyd Mayweather in the grocery store. Everybody's gonna come to that grocery store, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He built that where you had to sit at the table with him, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I'm not doing this no less than 20 million, bro, because you know why? Y'all finna get this gate. Y'all finna get this. I know how to do numbers. No, you understand what I'm saying?
I don't want you. I want the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Right, but you get what I'm saying though?
Mm-hmm.
He knew. So, but only way he was gonna get there, he built himself up to that. He didn't just come in the game, start winning, and be like, oh, I want this. I ain't fighting unless I get this. I'm not blah, 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 blah. No. He came in just as young as Devin, cleaned up, move up, cleaned up, somewhat moved up, cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? But nobody can say that he didn't put on quality fights. Nobody cannot say he fought fights that everybody said that he was supposed to lose. He beat him. Mm-hmm. De La Hoya, once he took out the Golden Boy, it was a wrap from there. It was a wrap. Now we just going to go decimate all the champions. We finna do this because one thing he learned, and he learned from each one of his battles. Like I said, what y'all don't understand is that man went by De La Hoya rules. Mayweather wasn't always calling shots. Mm-hmm. De La Hoya even picked the man gloves. Told him, no, you wearing these. Guess what? He learned that bet. Since you the man, so this is what the man get to do. After he whooped him, guess what Mayweather did? Nope, I'm the A side. And I said we fighting in this ring, this ref, these gloves. Because you know what? Why? That's what was done to him when they told him that he wasn't going to beat him. So therefore, it don't matter what I say. You should be able to beat me. Yep. That's his mentality. Yep. If you work hard enough. But you see the man, you saw the man, and I'm not the biggest Mayweather fan, but I got to give the man his props, though. Dude going to run all types of the night, and this is then the third. That dude gave up half his life for this sport.
Mm-hmm. See, you get certain perks when you Floyd. You get that, what is it, 22, 14, and money all at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's something to strive for, but they're doing it too soon.
Yeah,
way too soon. Like, I shouldn't be hearing about a JoJo. Well, I don't want to fight.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. JoJo had his fights. You ain't heard about JoJo, but see, that's what I'm saying. But now you are. Now will JoJo get here and show out?
That's
JoJo,
what I said.
Hold on. JoJo would end up being a bigger star than Devin right now because JoJo been hidden. He been getting his fights in, but he's hidden. You understand what I'm saying? He's a hidden gem. And so it looked like he coming in, taking on a big dog, don't it? Because everybody know who Devin is.
Yeah.
He whoop on, just like I told about Cambosis. Just because everybody think Cambosis is garbage, but just because we don't know about Cambosis, don't mean that he ain't the man in his country.
Bingo.
Because he showed how to talk on stage. I'm looking at all that stuff count to me. He ain't just pick him out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it all. So just think if a lot of our younger gen, for instance, another example, Boots was getting his fights. We didn't know who Boots was. Now look at Boots name rang more than these other cats that we've been seeing. That's how it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. But when you seeing these guys come up 14-0, up, it's almost like, for instance, and I don't mean no harm by saying this, but it's like me growing up, Lil Bow Wow was Lil Bow Wow. Now this nigga cursing, I can't take him serious. Because I seen them grow up. I seen them, the little kid, from being on Arsenio Hall crib walking with Snoop Dogg to getting his own album and not saying no curse words and all that, wearing Mickey Mouse charms. And now when he cursed to try to be gangster, I can't. So you get what I'm saying though? So it's kind of like, okay, I'm watching you, I'm following you, but you kind of be reserved at the same time. I shouldn't be able to see all your sparring tapes. I shouldn't be able to see all your stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? Give us a little peekaboo, a little taste here and there. Then you come out, oh, we think Devin Rain to take on this champ. La 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 la. Boom, we be like, okay, Devin, okay. You know what I'm saying? You priming the audience for your coming. You get what I'm saying?
Like Mike Tyson does. Even now, Mike Tyson could put out 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Even 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking, when is Mike fighting again? Mike's
sharing it. All that.
That man's still scary. Not knowing that 10 seconds damn near put him in the hospital.
Telling you. So that's all I be wanting, you know, because I like Shakur. I like that.
Now I
like JoJo
who's nailed that, but he doesn't fight. But he's nailed that. Ooh. And that's Ryan. Ryan has nailed that.
Ryan knows the star power side.
Yes.
He put the fighting with it, like I said, but if he came out with that, I think if he had that, like he won that and kept fighting like Canelo said, you wasting it. All that stuff you built up, you wasting it, bro. It's gonna go out. But just think if he do that, boom, boom, and he kept winning fights, he'd be larger than all these kids. He wouldn't even have to fight a Devin. He didn't have to fight Devin. He didn't have to fight Tank. He had to fight none of them. He could just been fighting tomato cans and kept on winning and then finally fight one of them. Tomato can fight one. You understand what I'm saying? It's a it's a method to your madness. These guys, because the only reason to say he can get away with the tomato cans because he's still young. You don't have to fight champ yet. You get what I'm saying? No. I'm just saying, bro. Like that would have been phenomenal. Like I said, that's another cat I was watching before he was signed. I watched this dude in his garage with his other brother, bro, showcasing his speed. He wasn't in no gym. I'm looking at this dude like when this dude get on, he gonna hurt somebody. Pinpoint accuracy, tall. He had the looks, everything, and believe me, that does play a game when it comes to tickets.
He threw a behind the back jab at the speed. I was like, man, boy, if he fought and really got that essence of the ring inside of him, he'd be a dangerous man.
Facts. And Shakur won't smoke at 135 now. Came out. Nah, but look though, he wanted it with Teofimo. I was on somebody else's show, and they was talking about now it's messed up that Shakur calling out Kambosos when you wasn't even calling out Teofimo. He did call out Teofimo on Max Kellerman, and he was trying to stay away from him. Max was bringing it out of him because he don't care for Teo. See what I'm saying? But he did want that smoke with Teo. You know what I'm saying? And now, of course, he gonna want the smoke. But he said second Kambosos. I watched this thing. He on the zone. He said he would. I forgot who he said he wanted to fight next. But then he said Kambosos was second though,
because he's not going to get the Oscar Valdez fight.
Yeah, no, it was Oscar, Kambosos, and somebody else I forget. But B-Hop. He said B-Hop first, Kambosos second. And I just said Oscar third because him and B-Hop B.I. been talking stuff. I was just watching them on live too, because he was talking stuff. Then they got on live, and B.I. was just trying to explain why he talking smack and everything, because they know each other from the amateurs and all that stuff in this. But B.I. still be going off on his own reservation on Aka Barack show, talking big smack. So now you're like, you know what, you talking cool to me, but then you go on these other shows talk like you'll whoop my butt. You know what I'm saying? So he won't B.I. I think he'll take B.I. because B.I. he had a problem with King Tug. You know what I'm saying? King Tug was a smaller dude, and King Tug was giving a performance. You know, B.I. won, but King Tug was putting in that work. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I love to see that. But no, he did call for a lot of people swear Shakur was not calling out T.O., and he was. He was.
He said it actually after his last fight.
I had to say it. I was like, bruh, he been calling Shakur, been calling that man out.
No, before the Herring fight, he was saying it. Before the Herring fight, he said that he would like to fight T.O.
The only thing about Shakur is that he's only gonna go up if it makes sense. Like, he's not just gonna go up and fight anybody. He gonna go up and fight somebody for a belt, or he'll go up. You know, it gotta be lucrative, or it gotta be for a belt, it gotta be for something. I don't man that. I'm not gonna keep going up and down. You know what I'm saying? But you're right, I'm gonna fight all the big dudes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they was on his trail. I'm like, man, go on somewhere. I think Shakur is definitely one of them dudes who will go up and down and try to lay hands on anybody in his way. That's one dude he's comfortable in the ring, bro. He like what he do. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just a matter of time before he's forced to stay up.
Oh yeah, well, we've been talking about that for the longest. You can tell by a person's frame that they're gonna fill out, bro. Mm-hmm. And they're not gonna be able to stay at that weight class long. Me and you've been saying about Devin and Shakur, man. These dudes got wide frames. They're small in height, but they're wide. You know what I'm saying? They're wide. You know, they ain't filled out yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if Devin wins. If Devin wins, and he can't get the Kambosos fight, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to 140.
I don't know. He'd be leaving a lot of money.
Well, he can make a lot more money up there too, just being shielded until T.O. pops up.
Man, T.O. man, look.
Because let's be honest. T.O. is, for all intents and purposes, a former undisputed champion. He goes up. He's been talking about it, going up 140. Depending on how his first two fights go, and he stays at 140, that's going to be a big fight.
Facts.
Because Josh Taylor is going to drop them belts. He's going to. He has no interest. He has no interest in 140 at all. He has no interest in it.
Who?
Josh Taylor.
Well, he gonna fill out this 147 first. That's why he still got him. If he get up there and the power's a little too much, I've seen the gang times, they'll try it out, and they feel like his power ain't the same, and he's just gonna go back where he belongs. Who was the last person that did that? Me, you was watching their fight. It was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back down. This ain't for me. Because something, you know, you may think you up there, but you gotta remember, you coming up, them guys live there.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They live there. So when you come in your weight, that's why when Mayweather fought, he looked smaller than like when he fought Cotto at a catchweight.
Yeah.
Cotto looked humongous. You know what I'm saying? He looked big because he lived there. You don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is true. It's all true.
All right, bet that he said you need to watch that answer. Boy, Mr. Z been putting in work today, ain't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Z been putting in that work. Interview at the interview, man. That's my guy, man.
Much appreciated.
Yes, sir. So, like,
and never duplicated.
But for the fights this weekend, I do think Devin fight is an important fight. We still ain't got word on, because it was probably 30 days. So hopefully we're going to catch word on Ugas what's going on too. I ain't forgot about that.
When is that supposed to start? Ain't that
the 30 day they had got? So when the 30 days supposed to be up, I ain't heard nothing. So we want to start digging for that for y'all too.
No, the 30 days been up.
Well, we need to find out what's going on then, don't? Is he still fighting? Is he gonna drop it? Is he gonna drop it, or is he gonna fight Stanionis? Remember, they gave him 30 days to sign, come up to a resolution on that paperwork.
That was announced the beginning of November?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it was. It was announced. No, October 27th. October 27th, because it was right before
news should be coming out. Some news should be coming out about this soon.
It's been past 30 days.
Yeah, and some news probably coming out, but it got to be coming out soon. We want to know about that because that's another important fight. But nevertheless, the Devin Haney to me is a very important fight because I want the Devin Haney Kambosos fight to happen to give some legitimacy to them belts. If he's going to keep those belts, I don't think he's going to get the just due of respect, even though the WBC did come out and say it's legit now that it can't be changed hands, it can be won and lost. I feel like just going to add the legitimacy, the whatever to it. I hate saying that word. Legitimacy to it, and get over it. But I only think that's going to happen based on what type of fashion Devin Haney performs at. You see what I'm saying? What he does to JoJo. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like I said, the competition is stiff, man. Yeah. The competition is stiff. If he puts a lackluster performance on with JoJo but pulls out the fight, and then they say, well, you can fight Devin, but then, dude, we can get Tank. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put that performance on. Put that performance on. And it could sell. It's already a way to sell the fight. You know, because I'm gonna be real with you. Let me tell y'all how much so, because I went back and watched it. Shout out to Mr. Z. And when Kambosos won the fight, they said, and the new champion. They did not say, and the new undisputed. Nobody is recognizing them. They did not say undisputed.
Is that a problem? Yeah, this goes back. It just goes full circle. Is this a problem with the sanctioning body?
No, I think they created a belt in the middle or something instead of knowing what they exactly wanted it to be. You know, they was trying. You know, it's like when you know, mofos be trying to be too different. Right? They like, oh, WA got a super belt, right? No, we gonna call it the franchise. Right? It's like the same thing, but we got to give it to you. So you got to be a good fighter to get this belt, right? And then they saw that wasn't happening because they like, dang, the fighters we thought was gonna be great, we giving them to, they losing. Dang. So we're gonna do the belt. Well, it look awkward if he loses, he still keep the belt. That dude looks stupid. But he's still a champion? Dang, I don't know. Hey, I know what. You want? Let's just let the next dude get it and don't say nothing about it. Then that happened. Then people like, hold up. How he legit? This dude got a regular belt. He ain't got an interim belt because technically, if he had the regular belt, Devin Haney supposed to have an interim belt. So people peep that. They like, oh man, we done got caught. You know what I'm saying? We done got caught. Dang it. All right, they can win or lose it. But just come out and say it's like the super. So now it's exactly like the super belt. You get what I'm saying?
Just say it's a belt. That's all you got to say now. It's a belt. That's what it is. It's just a belt.
Know what I'm saying? You know,
good looking belt.
But now because it's that stigma on it. It still got that stank on it. Mm-hmm. It still got that stank on it, man. You got to get it up off there.
That ain't never gonna come off.
But there is a way. You fight the man. They say who got the belt you need. Once you do that, that shuts up everything.
But that's the
problem. That shuts up everything.
That's gonna happen, and then there's gonna be a new pay-per-view king or a pay-per-view star to come up. They're gonna create a belt for him.
No, I hope. No, that's what I'm hoping. They learned. They lesson. I hope
have they.
I don't know, because it is a new type black WBC black belt. I liked it. It was all black. It was hard, bro. I was like, I don't know what belt, and I still don't know what belt that is they gave Canelo. I think it was just for him winning that fight. I don't know, but that belt was hard. But no more franchises, no more supers.
They're gonna make it be. They're not gonna do franchise belt. They're gonna do a corporation belt. That's what they're gonna do.
That'll be hard. That'll be hard. And the only way you get that belt, all the promoters gotta like you.
No. They
gotta vote for you.
This is how you get the boxing corporation belt. You have to be undisputed, and you have to have 3 title defenses as undisputed.
Well, that'd be crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be dope though. But that would have to be like an award. I think that would have to be like a ring or something like ring.
No. Make it to where it's significant. It has some significance.
But it can't be, but you would have to be undisputed. But that belt, you had to only be able to get it if you're undisputed. So once that
everything is gonna be important for it.
Right. So that means a person got to become undisputed, defend being undisputed 3 times, and then we'll give that the accolade. Mm-hmm. That's hard for accolades. Now, adding accolades to me is dope. I have no problem with that. That's something that could be talked about. Get accolades like fighter of the year and all that stuff is cool. This and the third, but adding new accolades to give people a reason to fight for and making them important, I think that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying?
They would draw back more. Give $5 million, a $500 million prize just for winning it, because it's going to have to accumulate with each title defense, because undisputed bouts are going to bring in the cash. They're going to bring in the cash, so a portion of that go into a pot for that belt. You get $500 million off of winning it.
Or get the accolade. You know, if you go up though. See, that's gonna be another thing too though. That'll suck
if you go up afterwards.
Yeah, because see, like you got a lot of people who do like Bud. Bud knew he was gonna go up, so the day he won, the very next day he let go of all the belts. There wasn't no staying at that weight class for him. He was to make weight. But nevertheless, that sucks for him. But it would be a dope accolade if you could pull it off. Mm-hmm. That would make it that much more prestigious. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think, like, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of stuff that we improved with boxing though. But my thing is now these fights this weekend, where are they gonna go? Both of them. The reason I don't say Gervonta is as important because I just expect Gervonta to just decimate.
It's not important to me at all.
But the Devin fight is important because that's what's going to draw Kambosos, because Kambosos is there, ladies and gentlemen. We know he's there for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Z can tell you himself he's there. He's there for a reason. And I hope he lay hands on JoJo to warrant that fight, because the way it seems like it's going, Eddie's already in his ear. You know what I'm saying? So they could make that fight happen, and then that franchise belt, you'll see more people giving a dang about it and actually wanting it and having something more to fight for, and quit disrespecting the person having it. Because right now, even though some people are respecting this man as being undisputed and some people are not, it still leaves room for excuses. He can get up to 10 defenses and they'll be like, okay, what is he doing it for? He's not undisputed. All of a sudden, because he's doing so well, and we all know how people hate, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They'll bring that up. You ain't fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney had it, but you ain't fight Devin Haney. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a form of taking out the excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out the excuses.
Right. Go on and get them the business. Go on. They both fight, and whoever the belts change hands into, that's who deserves them. But it'll legitimize the belts. Period.
I want to know: is there a rematch clause in this fight?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one. I'm pretty sure because oh boy, I couldn't believe it wasn't one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't actually like. I believe. Okay,
If it's not for Devin, definitely for
Judge.
Kambosos to get his.
I think the
shot.
champion deserves a rematch clause. I do. I don't. It's iffy.
Sometime, man. But what if you dominate the hell out this dude?
Well, like with all contracts can have stipulations and conditions.
Yeah, man. Man, you skunked this dude. I'm talking about you beat the sleeves off this cat every round. Like, I don't know if I this dude again ain't gonna make no money.
Like, do a vice versa. Vice versa. If I win within 6 rounds by knockout or TKO, no rematch. No rematch. If I'm up by more than if I win the fight by more than 3 rounds on the cards, no rematch.
See, that's gonna be weak too because the person will know that, and then if they feel like they can't beat you, they're gonna run and all the way to get past 6, and then like, all right, and then want to fight. You know what I'm saying? You know how people is, bro.
But hey, you still have those first 6 rounds. Then
true.
The only thing you have to do,
but you have to catch your person who's running though, man. That dude gonna be running. Man, I can't beat this dude. Dang, I gave my best punch. Round 3. Man, I gotta run for 3 whole rounds. I'm getting my rematch. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they gonna lose. Like, no, I can see that messing up. For real. But
hell, gotta be something. Gotta be something.
Yeah, bro. But nevertheless, make sure y'all check out them fights this weekend, man. Devin Haney, I'm speaking of it. I want Devin Haney and Kambosos, but JoJo versus Devin Haney, that will be on the Zone. Showtime pay-per-view is Tank versus Isak Cruz Sunday. So pick your poison or watch both. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I'm at with it. Support boxing. After you do all that, make sure you support us over this way. Make sure you sub to In the Red Corner Boxing with Polo J. Make sure you sub up to GMT Boxing, all right, on YouTube and our respective. I don't even got them up. I don't even know why. Well, anyway, go to our IGs and follow us. GMT_boxing on IG. What's yours?
In the Red Corner _boxing.
There you go. Go follow us over that way. And also check out the website, GMT Boxing, GMT-boxing.com. All right. We'll catch y'all all through the week. Interviews. You already saw Mr. Z saying we got all the content for this fight coming up. And make sure you come back Wednesday, 9:15 Central. That's every Wednesday, 9:15 Central. Ain't no excuse not to be here. All right. We up out of here, man. You got anything to say, Polo? All right, man. Y'all be easy.
All right.
Deuces.
Oh, yeah. Jay Prince